Welcome to lesson number 23. In this lesson, we will explain in greater detail how past life regression can help us. As you have just learned, we perform past life retrieval mainly when we are stuck in a complex situation that repeats itself, or suffering from a blockage that is difficult for us to release in any area of life. It can be in our relationships, raising children, spiritual state, social and family affairs, problems with livelihood or health. We perform reincarnation reconstruction with the help of our spiritual guides. We can ask them questions such as, if someone was hurt by us in a previous incarnation, or did we go through some trauma that scarred our soul? And what action we took in the past that still affects our lives today? Following the insights we receive, we can make a proactive and conscious transformation to get out of the blocked situation. Knowing our past lives can explain many things to us about the choice of profession, or things we feel obliged to do in our current life. Here is an example from life. Sometimes a person chooses a certain profession in their life and does not realize that in their very occupation they are making a major transformation of their soul. For example, a woman who abused children in a previous life may choose to be a kindergarten teacher in her current life. After working in this profession for a while, it may seem to her that she remains in this profession against her will for years, and despite the burnout, the low salary, and the hard work she needs to invest, something still prevents her from quitting her job. Why can't she leave? It could be that the children in her kindergarten are the incarnations of children she abused in her previous life. In this life, she will have to learn to love them. She will be filled with compassion, and they will forgive her for the wrong she caused in her previous life. This is how she makes a major rectification. When she reaches a point where the injustice from the past is corrected, she will be released from the obligation to remain a kindergarten teacher, and within a year she will be able to change her profession. At the same time, there are kindergarten teachers who abused children in a previous incarnation, and in this incarnation they continue to abuse. And of course, not every kindergarten teacher is someone who abused children in previous lifetime. Another example. Sometimes people are unable to find a mate or get married or have children because in a previous incarnation they severely hurt children and even caused their death. Apparently, following the event in the past, they have decreed upon themselves that they are not worthy of having children, and therefore do not marry and start a family. When a person is stuck with feelings of guilt throughout incarnations, repeated inhibitions are created in them. The solution is to recognize that what happened was inevitable and contributed in some way to the evolution of their soul. Until we learn to forgive ourselves, the story will not end. When we learn to forgive ourselves for what happened, everything opens up and the blockage is removed. In the process of reincarnation reconstruction, some people can discover that something in their actions in the past life caused someone else to lose a child through negligence. The feelings of guilt and sorrow were very great, and they had to experience it again in the current incarnation, but this time in their own life. The child that the person lost in the current incarnation came here only for the purpose of rectifying the parent. It was enough for him to be born, live in the world for a few minutes or days, and then leave. Souls who came in an incarnation for this purpose do not need the full experience of being born, growing up, developing, and becoming adults. Some souls come into the world specifically for such tasks. Thousands of children's souls came into the world during the Holocaust only to have short lives, because they only needed a small amount of vessel expansion to complete something in their karma. For parents who have lost a child, when they release their guilt feelings, come to terms with the process, and accept the fact that it was part of a heavenly calculation, the story with the other children in the family will also change automatically. When a person is shown what happened in a previous incarnation, when they became an abusive person or a corrupted one, for example, they can understand their rectification and carry it out. When a person understands what they have to rectify, they are treated with great mercy, and rectification is a kind of loving atonement. This is the importance of knowing the picture of previous incarnations. There is no need to suffer for years, and it is possible to discover the root of a problem and transform it. In the next lesson, we will talk about the spiritual preparation necessary for the process of restoring incarnations. So thank you, and see you in the next lesson.